Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. Please pay attention to the following announcements from your streaming host. International streaming rules and regulations require me to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the A320neo. We are departing from Algiers Airport in Algeria, and we are headed to Paris, France. I am not taking requests for flights at this time. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and then after today on Fridays are vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays are jetliner regional jets and regional prop jets flights. Thursdays are military aviation flights. Saturday, we have Lightning Saturday. We fly the P-38 Lightning. Sunday, we have scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. So this is the last viewer requested flight till the middle of June. Nadan requested this one, so it's about a 2-hour flight. Maybe we can get there a little bit quicker. Let me put the live weather on. We'll just fly with that today. So let's go ahead and get going. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Amela. Nice to see you both here. Now, I was checking this out last night, and it seems that for some reason, a lot of these, like, look at this. This all has those big yellow X's on the runway. Now, that should normally tell us that the airport is permanently closed or indefinitely closed. It may be a mistake. I don't know, but it's rather strange. Flight plan is good to go. Almost set. So we'll get the engine started here as we push back. All right. Glad it's Friday. You have a hot date or something coming up there, Joseph? That's why you're glad it's Friday? Be shy. Yeah, it's not a very far trip to 5, and it's a very strange Very weird sort of, yeah, it is a nice livery. It's pretty clean. It's not too flashy. They do fly out of Algiers to Paris in real life, actually. That is a... Because when I looked up the Algiers airport to see if it was permanently closed, and it said no, there were still flights. So it seems like there's something wrong. It's just randomly putting these X's on the runways when the airports are still open. So, it's kind of a weird thing. Flight director's on, we can move that back to ARC. Clear skies here in Algiers. Yeah, this is a very weird runway. It's like it's not a traditional like stopping point, it seems. You know, like we would normally, there's like a different line before we, we have to actually turn onto the runway. This one, it's like we stop here and then we're already at, we just slight little turn and bam, we're on the runway. All right, let's get ready to do this. Go ahead and turn off. Yes, I had I made some pork loin last night for dinner, Mel. It was a little bit different than the ones I normally get because the rib eyes are not in stock. Like the smaller ones are not in stock at Walmart right now for some reason. So I got the ones that have like a marinade on it already, like I forget which one I had, like the lemon pepper or something like that. It was okay. It just didn't taste as good as it used to. I don't know, maybe because I've been eating the other ones kind of plain, and just adding my own little bit of seasoning. Which new plane, Joseph? You got to specify because I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There's quite a few new planes out there. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just didn't taste like, but it was fine. I got some left over for lunch. It's on the menu. If I look, it's on the menu. That doesn't make sense to me, Joseph. I'm sorry. I'm not. You're not making sense right now. There's a lot of new planes out, so that's why I'm like, I don't know which one you're meaning specifically. If you're talking about the 737, the new one that came out the other day, no, I have not tried it. It is not available on the Xbox yet. It will be coming at some point in the near future, but not anytime soon. The BAE 146 has been out for a little bit. It is not on the Xbox yet. That's the thing, is a lot of stuff gets released on the PC, but there's always a period of time between the time it gets released and the time it gets released on the PC, and then how it gets released on the Xbox. So that's unfortunately how it is. So yeah, I'm not sure which. There is quite a few new things out there, but I'm not sure which one exactly you're talking about, Joseph. If you can find the picture of it, and you can snapshot it and send it to me on Discord, I'll take a look, and then I can know which one you're talking about exactly. That would help. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that got released recently on the PC side, but it's going to take... The only one that got released fairly quickly after, I think, was the Concorde. Hello, Cole Campbell. Well, thank you for coming in. How are you? I believe you are a new viewer. So... I am on the Xbox Series S. I'll just give you a quick rundown. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are flying the A320neo in Air France livery. We departed from Algiers, Algeria, and we are headed to Paris, France. I am not taking requests for flights at this time. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change on my own schedule. Perfect. Yeah, those are the questions I usually get right off the bat, Cole. So I just try to... I've got a little card with all that information written down, so that whenever somebody's new in, I can usually answer the questions right off the bat. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for reading the description. Not everybody does. They bypass it and would prefer the interaction with me, I guess. So, but thank you for taking the time to read it. Appreciate it. So yeah, Addies, if you can find a picture, if you can look it up, possibly somehow, some way, and you can screenshot it, I'll be glad to answer your... But I think I know there is a lot of stuff that's out that is not out on the Xbox yet. But it will be coming to the Xbox at some point. We just don't know when. Alright, there we are. We are... Picture as we're departing, heading towards Paris. There's our airport right behind us there. Here. I'll send a little bit. There we go. I should get a call for more altitude here. Yeah, I've had a lot of people who come in, unfortunately, Cole, that, you know, when I'm flying, they start asking a lot of these same questions, and so what I decided to do was just have like a little card with all that information. I could just read it off real quick. So, But we will be flying tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK in the P-38 Lightning. We call it Lightning Saturdays. We will be going from Santa Rosa to Fresno in California. We're basically touring areas that were former Army Air Corps airfields in California during World War II. So that should be a nice flight. And then Sunday we're flying around some areas in Norway near Leknes. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but and then we're going to do a bush flight. We're taking off from Red Bluff and heading over to Reno. Good morning, Mick. Nice to see you. I was waiting for you last night to see. I guess the board meeting didn't go so well last night or yesterday. Yeah, I was like, "Where's Mick? Where's Mick?" And I was gonna message you guys, but I thought, yeah, I figured if you were gonna get on there, you would have, and maybe you were just running a little bit behind. But nice to see you today. Get that all set up for later. Seems like we should be going a lot. Maybe they changed it because I feel like we should be going a lot faster right now. Usually we're already up like 310 at least. Yeah, I kept refreshing YouTube to make sure I didn't miss you. And after a while, I was like, oh, I think it's a no-go for today. So, happy to see you here, nonetheless. All right, we are, but, oh, okay, there was no meeting. Okay. Might have to call a meeting about the non-meeting. I would like to demand a meeting about the meeting that did not happen last night, that should have happened. So let's meet about the meeting that didn't meet, or we didn't meet. But yeah, I was just shocked. I thought maybe at least if Pulse wasn't going to be streaming, you would have gone on and did a little bit of farming or something maybe. But there's nothing wrong with taking a night off either. Well, whatever you guys get up to today or this evening, I'm sure it'll be interesting if you are streaming today. Right, so what's going to happen is we're going to go over the Mediterranean. We're going to fly up kind of over this portion of land here for a bit, and then we're going to get to we're going to fly across the Med, come up into Paris, into France, and then fly all the way up, and then we'll be in Paris before we know it. Hello, Santino Campos. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Let me give you the quick rundown. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are flying the A320neo in Air France colors. We departed from Algiers, from the country of Algeria. We are headed to Paris, France. I am not taking requests for flights at this time. My flight schedule was created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Thank you for your attention. Hello, Patrice. Hello, Maximilian. Same thing. I'm going to keep, because you guys, a lot of you are just popping in. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are currently flying the A320neo in Air France livery. We departed from Algeria, from Algiers, and we are headed to Paris, France. I am not taking requests for flights. My flight schedule was created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Thank you. Patrice, try the link to the Discord now. You should be able to go in there and join. I had to redo the link. That's what the problem was, that it expired. So somebody helped me figure that out. So you should be able to join. the Discord, Patrice. I was hoping you were going to pop in the other day so I could let you know, but you didn't, which is fine. This is rather odd that, because in the past we would have been like, we've been hauling butt by now. Very strange. Throttles on. Oh, good. So you were able to get it. Let me just double check here real quick. There you are. Gotcha. Excellent. Yeah, it was. I didn't know that it was basically was an expired invite. I thought I had set it to don't expire, but I did not apparently. So, but basically, for those of you, if you do join the Discord, there is no chat channel or anything. It's just basically my way of communicating to you, my schedule. If I cannot fly, if I'm not going to fly that day for some reason, I will just post that the flight's been canceled for the day, and so that way you're not looking and waiting. But generally, if I'm not on with at least an hour and a half tops, then the flight's been canceled. If I didn't get a chance to say anything in the chat. Yeah, I feel like we're supposed to be going a lot faster, but we're not stalling or anything, so it seems like it's working fine. Maybe they changed something. Still climbing at a pretty good rate, so that's the important part. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. We've got a bit of a... We're heading to Babor? Yeah. So if I remember correctly, what's going to happen is this is the... Right. So basically we're still on our... we're not quite at our cruise phase yet, but we're pretty close. We're going to hang a left here and go out over the Mediterranean here in a moment. See, that's weird because normally it would have clicked over to Mach by now on its own as well. See if we can get some speed first. I feel like I'm going to have to manually put it in. Hello, Skip, and hello, Vengeful Squid. How's the flight? It's going good so far. Just a little weird interaction with the... normally, we would have been doing like 320 knots, and the... It's like the speed is not acting like I would expect it to. All right, let's go to 250. How about that? There we go. But yeah, things are going good. Just a kind of a strange, like, I don't know, something's changed, but we'll get through it. It's fine. Because I know normally by now it would have automatically transferred over to the Mach setting. So I think I'm going to have to do that and then dial up the Mach to like 0.75 or something like that. Alright, so that turn's coming up pretty soon. Oh, I'm still zoomed out. There we go, that turn's coming up soon. Alright, let's change that to Mach. There we go. So we are above the stratosphere now. We're in the stratosphere. So yeah, should be a nice little flight. We're going to head out over the Med and head towards the Mediterranean coast of France. Come up into France, and we'll be in Paris, Charles de Gaulle Airport before we know it, or at some point thereafter. Now, one of the things I had to like clear out a bunch of tabs that I had open, because it's just like I get so, it's easy to get kind of confused where everything is. So what I'm going to do, or there we go. How far is that? 201 nautical miles. Okay. So I was looking, I found there was a page that or a website that I found that kind of explains like the whole calculating your distance and your speed and how much time would it take you from covering from one point to the other. So I'm going to try to, like on Monday when we continue our journey to the former Dutch East Indies, we have a, on leg 8, it's, we're going from, Heraklion to Marsa Matru. I hope I'm saying that correctly. There's a 52 nautical mile leg, and then from there we have 230 nautical miles. So I'm going to try to calculate. It's not letting you take a picture. Are you? Well, just. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying I am. Oh, Nightbot's doing its thing! Yay! Yeah, I know. I'm kind of going over what I've learned so far. You know, that I'm going to try to. That's something I want to include in our flying. So, but thank you. So, right, and yeah, I get you, Sim Eric. Okay, let me finish. Okay. So I found this information. So in the future, like when we fly on Monday, I'm going to look at our ground speed. We're going to calculate that, and then I'm going to calculate how long it's going to take roughly for us to get over that well, because I'm flying in the Junkers 52. That's the thing. So, you know, that's not a very fast plane. So, well, I don't know what to tell you. If you could find the website and send me the link to the website, then I'll look it up. How about that? So those are all things that I want to kind of incorporate. And then, because sometimes people will come in and say, well, how long we got to go? And I'm like, I don't really know. Well, I can at least give like a general answer, you know, rough estimate or whatever. So, yeah. All right, take care, Mela. See you later. Enjoy your Friday. Be safe. There we are, up over the mid. We do have crosswind coming from the west. 11 knots, not too much of a issue. So at least I know Nightbot is working over on Twitch. I just got to figure out how to get it to work over on the over on YouTube. I think we can let the passengers move about. And not to be ungrateful or anything, but all right. Oh, the Concorde. That's been out for a while. I do have it, Joseph. There's been some issues with it. I think those are all corrected by now. But I need to spend some time with it and learning it a bit more before I would put it in the in our flight schedule. But I do want to bring it to the schedule, but I just have to get a little bit more comfortable with the plane before I do that. Because it's kind of complex. So I need to make sure I know what I'm doing before I do it. So, but yeah, Concorde. Hello, Fish Guns. How are you? Nice to see you here. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the 2 thumbs up so far today. Appreciate it. If you do enjoy my content and would like to donate, there is a link to the PayPal. It's in the description. You just copy and paste that and it will take you to my PayPal. If you would like to donate, it's appreciated, but it is not required by any means. Whatever money is donated there will go towards future planes, stuff like that. So, well, primarily it would be for planes, not scenery or anything, because a lot of that stuff is not always top quality or anything like that. So there we are. If we have to do a water landing, you can find a flotation device under your seat, but it's everybody for themselves. So Air France does fly regular service to Charles de Gaulle Airport. They do seasonal stuff to Toulouse. I didn't realize that. I was kind of looking over flights out of Algiers last night, but they do seasonal flights to other locations in France, but Paris is their main destination year-round. I don't know if this is the exact route that they would take, but at least we're in A320. Was banned for 2 weeks. Yeah, I saw that. Well, here's my, and I'm not trying to pick sides one way or the other. The hard part is on both sides. We as consumers were upset about the state of things, right? And when we express it to the developers, sometimes it comes off as very, it's not constructive, right? It's not constructive criticism. It's like this, it's nothing but emotions. And then that's what ends up happening. They get banned for 2 weeks on the, which is unfortunate. So the consumer reacted, then the developers or whoever reacts, resulting in this situation. Now, it may be that's not what, maybe he was trying to be constructive and it wasn't taken that way. I don't know. But I was thinking about that this morning, actually, Fish Guns, that there's ways to approach them. But I think also the other side of the coin is that the community is starting to be is growing very impatient because of all the things that are happening that don't make any sense to us. So we express our disappointment as best as possible and hope that they understand that where we're coming from. Now, if that's not how they take it, well, that's really on them. It's not about the person who said anything. But if there's constructive dialogue in a way, then it helps everybody. They're willing to hear that, and we can tell them, some things and not make it very confrontational or, what's the word? Abusive, I guess. That's the tricky part. Yeah, it's a bit. I just think that they're because I saw somebody else post in there shortly thereafter about part of it is I think we're expecting. I don't know if we set our expectations too high, and we're being let down, but we weren't reasonable in our expectations, maybe. But yeah, I think they're overwhelmed with the amount of animosity, I guess, and anger, and sometimes it goes beyond anger. It gets into a hateful sort of realm, how, and people like that are going to get, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I mean, Mick. There's obviously the patience is wearing thin. Every time we take 2 steps forward, it's like we take 20 steps back. And then we go forward again, and then we go back. It's like there's no movement consistently forward. It's we're back and forth. So there's a way to, as a community, to express, like somebody suggested everybody just stops playing the sim. Don't log in, whatever. Don't buy any more content. I don't think that's going to change anything either. It's going to feel good in the short term because you're like, yeah, I'm sticking it to them. They're not getting any more of my money. But somebody else, as somebody pointed out in 83's Discord the other day, somebody else is going to step in and take your spot. They're going to spend the money. Now it's going to be somebody new who has no idea of all the problems we've dealt with, right? So to them, they're going to say, this looks amazing. Everything seems to be great. I don't know what everybody, they may have heard bits and pieces about people being upset, but they're like, I don't see what everybody was upset about. So there'll be somebody else who's going to come in and they're going to be like, I'm happy with this. Because they don't know any different. So it's not like we can be replaced as consumers, and we can replace where we spend our money, but there's somebody else who's going to go over there and spend the money instead. You can't, it would be, I don't think you could reasonably expect everybody in the world to not buy Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 if they've not bought it before. So I think it's, people are reacting emotionally to the state of things because it is frustrating. There's things that don't make sense. And eventually it just kind of builds up and it spills over, and then, So there should be a constructive way to approach the developers and say, we know you're working on all these things. We just want you to know, that we know what we think we know what you're doing as far as you're trying to correct things. With most of these games, though, hello, Carl Northeast. Yeah. So there's what was I going to say? I think we know that they're working on things. But the problem is when they fix one thing, for whatever reason in the code, it breaks something else. And that seems to be an ongoing issue with a lot of these sort of sims, is they go in, they're like, okay, we can fix this. And then for whatever reason, that change breaks something else. And then they got to go and find that code and fix that. And then that may break some, like there's no, it's like this domino effect, So that's the unfortunate part. And, it leads to the frustration. People, they give up and everything. But like I said, people will, either somebody like Carl is going to return because they miss it, or somebody brand new who has no clue of what's been going on is going to buy the game. But you can't expect that everybody's going to feel the same way and decide to not spend their money there. I think that's the difficult part. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, if it would be interesting to see the screenshots of what the person said. We're taking them at their word that they were what they said, but we don't really know. So yeah, it's just but usually when we try, when we say things, of course we don't view ourselves as part of the problem in the conversation. We only think that the person who's hearing our disappointment is the problem. There's a bit of a two-way street there. Sometimes, not always, but generally there's a bit of a give and take. Just like in most any relationship. And that's what it really is. If you when you boil it down, it is some kind of a relationship. We have a relationship with Asobo and Microsoft because we care deeply about this simulator, And I think they know that a lot of people are very passionate and they want it to succeed. And I think they want it to succeed as well. It's just that I think there's a lot of times things happen that they're it catches them off guard because they're like, we didn't expect this to happen when we did this, So, but I mean, I'm going to continue to fly as much as I can because I can still enjoy it, for the most part. There's times that things happen, I'm just like, why? I don't understand it. But, overall, I tried. Even when we had that little hiccup with the P-38 last Saturday, the plane just suddenly and we crashed, and oh well, and we just kind of laugh about it. Because it's easy to get angry about it, but was it something I did? Possibly, maybe. Who knows? Is it something that maybe the aircraft failed in some manner that I wasn't expecting? That's possible. Who knows? But if we just laugh and say, well, at least we had a good flight, we saw some nice scenery, and everybody enjoyed their Saturday or their Sunday or whatever, and that's the important part. That's my 2 cents on the matter. The end. And that's part of it too. You're right, Sim Eric. There's things that come out that initially it's kind of like, ugh. And then eventually the developer keeps working at it and improving it and puts out regular updates. And then suddenly it's like, man, this is amazing. But when you first get it, you're like, oh man, these, and they took my money and it's just crap. And, But nobody, sometimes, and rightfully so, sometimes some developers, they take their money and they never do anything else with the aircraft. They just walk away, right? They don't develop anything else. They don't keep fixing the product. Some people, yeah, I know a lot of people love the 7. Everybody's got a love affair with that thing. It's the best shiny toy out there in the sim right now. But so yes, there's an oversaturation. A lot of simmers are playing it. They keep going back to it. So it's kind of like, it's pretty soon I think people are going to get a little worn out with it, and they'll be like, okay, can we go back to something else now? I think I've seen enough of this plane. But what was I saying? Where was I going with this? Yeah, I just think there is stuff that's coming that, there are developers who are generally passionate. They want their product to be the best possible thing it can be, and they put the time and effort into it. And there are some developers who they sell it and then they just disappear, and they never do anything to update their aircraft. It's hit and miss there was, like, I didn't know anything about Captain Sim when I first started. I was like, oh man, a 777, this looks amazing. And then I found out later on, well, maybe I shouldn't have bought those planes, but it is what it is. Is it possible that maybe Captain Sim will come back and put some improvements into the sim, into their aircraft? It's possible. Is it likely? I don't know. But based on the track record of Captain Sim, it's very unlikely. All right. But I didn't know. So it's a learning process. I wasn't very involved with the forums or anything. I didn't really know anybody in the sim, so I had no way to verify whether or not Captain Sim was good or bad. So I took a chance, and then later on I found out, I was like, oh man, I wish I'd known. But it's part of it's a learning process. That's part of the side of the sim that you never know, and there's been developers who started off with a very bad reputation, and they have turned everything around, and they make very amazing products. And now, but there's people who are never going to forget that they had crap at the beginning. They're not willing to see that they improved. So that's the other part, is that some people, even, let's say Captain Sim spends the rest of this year updating the 777s that they released in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and next thing you know, they are absolutely amazing. There's going to be some people who are going to come into it right when those aircraft are amazing, and they're not going to know about the past of Captain Sim. But there's going to be people who are going to tell that person who's wanting to buy it or thinking about buying it, don't buy it, no, because they don't want to give they don't want to give credit that somebody who started off on a bad footing has changed. Yeah, see, exactly. 20 years and you're still trying to figure out who's to be trusted and who's not. And sometimes, unfortunately, the ones that are already trustworthy, sometimes they break that trust. Rather unexpectedly. It's just like, what? Why? How? So, it catches you off guard, and, it's a bit heartbreaking because you're like, what'd you guys do this for? So there's always that. It's weird. There's this crazy, up and down in the community, or in the marketplace even. A trusted developer could easily hit rock bottom, and the non-trusted developer can immediately shoot to the top. We just never know. So, anyways. But yeah, I'm going to try to enjoy it for as long as possible. It has made me think about, when I was growing up and my love of aviation, and I wish I'd pursued a career in it, but everything happens for a reason. So I get to do things, I get to fly all over the world, because you can go anywhere in the world in the sim, and you get to see a lot of amazing places. Like, I've really enjoyed flying with Captain Arish and his flight around. I joined him in Perth, Australia, and we just finished. I think we're right at the edge of Tasmania, and then I think Monday we'll head over back to the mainland Australia. So yeah, I get to see all these things that I would have never otherwise known about. I get to learn things about Australia that I never knew. So that's the good thing. But those are always things that most people don't always think about overall, the big picture. It's great to find a community where somebody who lives in the area is willing to share their knowledge and their experiences and other things, because it gives you a broader understanding of the region, I think. And that's the great part about it. When you find a community like that, it's like the most amazing thing ever. And it doesn't matter really what aircraft you fly. It's just that you go in and have fun. And also, more often than not, you learn something that you didn't know. That's the cool thing, I think. But anyway, this is Nadan's flight out of Algiers heading to Paris. So Nadan is the notional co-pilot for today's flight. I don't think he's in the chat, but maybe he'll watch it later on. So thank you, Nadan, for the suggestion. So this will be the last one for the time being. On the 10th of June, I will ask for one flight to be suggested, about 3 hours long, and then that will be, Molly Island. Yeah, I didn't even know anything about that. Huh, I'll have to check that out sometime. So one flight I will do one flight. It will be on the 17th of June. On the 18th of June, we're going to open up the multiplayer lobby again on Lightning Saturday. So if anybody wants to join for that flight, you're more than welcome to. If you want to fly a Spitfire or you want to fly something else, whatever, you're more than welcome to. So we're going to do that once a month on a Saturday for Lightning Saturday. We'll open up the multiplayer lobby. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the schedule like the week prior or something. And I'll put, I'll try to find a solid server for us to fly on. I'm still kind of learning a little bit more about that as well. So, we're just cruising along here. There's our waypoint there. And then our next one should be over the land. What's our arrival point? Let's have a look at our schedule here. It's a very that's the end there. It's a very short arrival phase, I know that. Oh, it should be TRO, I think. Okay. So we're at 35, so it seems rather TRO should be our arrival portion. We need to be at 16,000 feet, it looks like. Sorry, Chad, I'll catch up to you in just a minute. I'm just checking my... Why is it not showing? Back to flight planning now. That's airport. Somehow that one got erased. Oh boy. It says we're following it. It seems like we're off track. This is rather strange. Zoom out a little bit here and see what we can see big picture wise. Not much of anything, because the next waypoint is 100. If I'm zoomed out to 320, I don't see why I wouldn't see the next. Alright, let's go to this to flight plan. MOU. Okay, it's a, nope. Huh. Our waypoint went missing. Interesting. Huh. Okay. And it seems like we're way off the track there. This is interesting. It's almost like we're just going right somewhere else, but I don't, even if I zoom out, I don't see anything. Now if I zoom out and I click on this, and I scroll down, no, that's not really giving me. This is fascinating. Something glitched in the system. Well, we're still flying generally the right direction. But, all right, let's see. I wonder if I go, if I hit this, go to direct to MOU, and then that should get us right back on track. All right, so we'll do that. Hello, Jody. new computer is a Ryzen 7 5080 with something called a 3060 Gizmo. Huh. I've not heard of those. Well, thank you all for the 6 thumbs up. We've had a little bit of a weird sort of situation develop with our navigation plan. But I think we've corrected it. We're going to head straight for MOU. It's 379 nautical miles away. So we've got quite a bit of flying left to do. So I think we bypass whatever. I'm good, Jody. Thank you. Hope you are well. So I think we bypass. It seems like there was a problem, even though when I checked the flight plan before we departed to make sure there was no hiccups, it seemed like everything was fine. But somehow that waypoint got deleted out of our flight plan. So we're gonna just go on to the next one after that and see how we do. So. Uh-oh, look at that. Oops, a daisy. Oh boy, isn't that interesting? Our FMS completely went kaput. Here's performance. Now the flight plan says untitled. Do we have like route legs maybe? Alright, so there's a direct to page still. Alright, at least I have that. Alright, so that's the important part. Alright. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. Yeah, it said untitled, so something got, I don't know, there's some kind of a glitch going on here, but we're on our way to MOU. We've got, it doesn't seem like we're going at all. Like we're not flying, like it's not counting down at all. MOU. Direct to. Oh, see, now it goes, it disappears again. Well, this is, yeah, it's like we're flying, but we're not making any headway, it seems, even though we are. If I just click on that, click on this, but yeah, it's like it's not counting down at all, like the miles are not going down. Something's not right. See, then it goes back to the, oh boy. Something on the flight plan went kaput. That's all I can say. Wonder if, okay, let's see if we go to another point and maybe Let's try one right below it. See if that gets us counting down a little bit. Okay, see, that didn't change anything either. I think for some reason or another our plan is broken. We're flying, but we're not getting there. No, the active pause isn't on. It's just like there was a waypoint in the flight plan that was there initially, and then it just disappeared. And it was like on this track over here, right? But now it's like it disappeared in the flight plan, so I don't know where it went. But now I can't. My flight plan is completely gone. So I tried to bypass the broken waypoint, or the one that disappeared with, let's see if I... Let's see if it fixes itself. Yeah, something's not right. See, even like the flight plan isn't, because normally when you change it from arc to plan, it changes the screen. It's like the screen's not changing either. Like the screen's frozen. That's the problem. This screen is frozen. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Well, what shall we do? Well, here's what there's two choices we have at this point. We can get to this and keep going to this nap point. Now, what I'm going to try, what I need to do though is, not that I want to, but given this situation, let's turn on our routes and waypoints. Let's see. Okay, so it's way over there. That's that point. That should be our point right over there. But it's saying that it's almost like we're not on the right path. It's at okay, we are heading on 349. We need to take a heading of 352. How are we climbing? Why are we climbing? Shouldn't be climbing. This has turned out to be quite the dilemma. Well, it's saying it's supposed to be at a heading of... Well, I don't even know if that's correct now. Why are we still climbing? Like, now the plane is like doing its own thing. This is rather strange. This whole thing now is gone. It's still climbing. Okay, now it's catching. Now it's turning. That's rather strange. All right, so we're going to try this and see if we get caught back up here. Let's see if we can get there. Oop. I'm getting there. Goodness gracious. We're not that far off of it. Calm down. Goodness. It's like it thinks we're like super high beyond 370. All right, so at least we got that. Okay, now let's see if we can... Oops. I want to go a little bit more to the right. Try to intercept that line, or that marker, waypoint. Well, hello, Ryan Zubair. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the subscription. I just got the notification. I'm not trying to ignore the chat. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to figure out why this situation is happening. I think we've got a solution. For now, we will, I guess, kind of have to manually tell it where to go. But maybe once we intersect the flight path again. Sorry for the noise in the background, folks. Anyway. Okay, so we're near the coast of France. So, yeah, this screen's completely frozen. See, DivCo completely dumped out of our flight plan. Our flight plan's completely gone. So, we are going to the next point, MOU, which is that point right there. It should be our next point. Thank you. So, let's see what happens when we get there. And if we have to kind of figure out our way to the next point, then we'll do that. And then maybe I'll disengage the autopilot and then re-engage it and see if it kind of clears itself out. But yeah, this DivCo, it was in the flight plan. I remember seeing it, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And now our screens are locked up. So it's not showing the correct distance and which way we're navigating to. It's just doing its own thing right now, or it's like trying to figure out what's happening, maybe. I don't know. But I cannot even change... Like, those don't even change now. So it's like it just completely froze up. What about the other screens? Okay, those are moving. I think that's been moving. we'll see what we can do here. I'm going to try to continue the flight and get us to Paris. If it crashes on us, I apologize in advance. I kind of feel like that's what the next step is going to be, unfortunately. Is that the game's gonna crash the dashboard for some reason. So yeah, I don't know. This is a strange one. I mean, we've had some issues before, and I know Mick's probably like, you jinxed yourself, because I thought, oh, it'd be a fairly straightforward flight, and here we are. Yeah, this has gone completely haywire now. But we're going to try. We're going to see if we can get there and get it. Hello, Vinny. So, I'm going to give everybody the quick spiel that I give everybody, because I see a lot of new faces in the chat. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are currently flying the A320. We departed from Algiers and we're headed to Paris, France. I am not taking requests for flights. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own real-life schedule. Thank you. So I see some new faces, and I just want to get those things out there ahead of time so that nobody's surprised or disappointed or anything. So just want to make everybody aware of what's happening, what my channel is about. Yeah, you're right, Mick. You are correct, sir. You were correct. I don't have a problem saying that you're correct either, because I honestly thought it was going to be a very straightforward flight. And it's like, there shouldn't be anything going on that is going to should be impacting us, and yet now our flight computer has gone crazy. Dogs and cats living together, mass pandemonium. Well, we're gonna see what happens here once we intercept this. I think we need to turn. Either we're turning more inland, or we're going to stay kind of facing the way that we're facing now. Let's have a look what we see once we get there. At least we have this, so that's a positive thing. So we can kind of see where we're headed to. Simulated crisis. So well, they seem to happen more often than not. That's the thing, is that there's always something that will happen that you don't expect. You know, everything seems to be going fine. Like, I checked the I checked the flight plan before we departed. Everything seemed to be fine. So I just think somewhere along the way there was a glitch, and it's just, I don't know what it was or where it happened, but it was like right when we passed O'Farrow or something like that, then all of a sudden it just, everything shifted for some reason. Hello, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you for coming in. All right. Well, let's see what happens when we get here. I need to go back to the left just a bit, I think. Just a little bit. I just want to try to get to that, as close to that point as possible. Alright, let's see which way it tells us to go. Usually by now it's already given us the next point. Alright, there's the next one there. That should get us to... That should be MOU, maybe? Alright, I'm going to start dropping some altitude here. It's like the whole... Oh, baby, that's what... Oh, no. Did my flight plan come back in? No. No. Okay, so that's the marker we were already on our way to. Which, I get rid of this now. Alright, so it seems like we're back on. Right, it's like our autopilot was off. Alright, so which one is that then? Is that nip up? Alright, I'm going to descend to 290 since it told us to go there. Yeah, I'm getting there. Alright, now it's navigating on its own. So I think we're good. It's kind of getting us back on track here. Head stewardess wants to know if everything's okay. Do a barrel roll. No, blizzard. No. Look, I'm in a A320. I've got some issues. Okay, I appreciate that you're trying to be funny, but no. Okay, this is not the time to. I'm not trying to be mean, but now is not the time, my friend. Okay. All right. So it looks like the plane is taking us towards that next waypoint there in front of us. And I'm not going to try to do a barrel roll on an A320 either. There's other people that would probably do it for you, but not me. Just saying. And certainly not while I'm trying to deal with a issue like this. All right, so I think we're technically back on track. All right, so I think we're kind of out of the woods now. Go as fast as I can, but oh no, it wasn't you, Carl. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I just somebody popping in and asked me to do a barrel roll. I'm not like it wouldn't bother me so much, but because this is happening and for somebody to come in and ask for something like that is a bit there's a lack of situational awareness. That's all, and I don't tolerate that very well. Hello, Joseph. Welcome back. So it seems like we're getting back on the magenta line. So I think we should be able, it should take us to our next waypoints and everything, but I kind of have a feeling like that's where our airport is, and we're like well into we're descending and slowing down even more now. I'll go ahead and put the landing lights on early, just because. Yeah, because my flight plan is completely shot. It's hard to know like what that waypoint is exactly. It might be MOU, it could be something completely different. That's the difficult part. I wonder, hold on, let me see. Oh, thank you, Carl. I hope so. We'll see. I want to do this though. Wrong place. I don't think that AEG into LFP LFPG. A320. Alright. I think they're just going to give us our directions from here on out. I need to be slowing down way more now. Alright. We took off from runway 5. We're arriving on 26 right. Oops. I don't think this one has it. Nope. Okay. All right. Oh, it's fine, Carl. I know you're. It's all good. All right, so I think that's what's happening now is we're descending, and I think that's our airport there in front of us. So I'm not sure we're going to get an ILS approach or not. I kind of feel like this is a little bit early to be descending this low, but I mean, we're still well above the mountains, but all right, Jody, we'll be here. Do I have ATIS? I don't think I can dial it in yet. No, it's not. But I could look at I could look up the weather and see what the altimeter reading is for EFPG. Nope, LFPG. Sorry. Altimeter is 1023. I think that's this is 3024. So let's dial that in. See what happens when we get closer to our altitude there. We're almost at 14,000 feet. That should be our airport there, I think. But we'll see, because normally it'll tell us, like, if we are above or below, it should give us an altimeter reading, since we should be below the transition point when we go back to the standard, not the standard, but the regular. All right, so we are right there. Okay. We gotta really slow. I need to like really start managing my speed a lot better. But this is a rather peculiar situation to find ourselves in. Since I can't zoom out, dang, I think that's our airport, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to descend too quickly. Well, it's going to definitely start descending quickly now. Go ahead and get our first little flaps down. Oh, that's because we're right in the... That's what that is. All right. You know what I could do? All right, so we still got a ways to go to our airport, it says. We've got a long way to go still. How would we get down to 8,000 feet this far out? It seems rather dangerous. Like, that's a very early descent. Hold on a second. I want to add. Let's just... We're going to have to go back up. If we've got that much... let's go at least 250 here. Yeah, we're gonna need to. We are way far out from our destination there. I thought that was our airport there, but luckily now we know where it is and how much farther we got to go. All right. Well, I have a feeling, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to shoot an ILS approach on this. So, I guess what we will do... Why does it seem one is farther... Like the LFPG seems to be closer, and that waypoint seems to be beyond it. I don't know if that's like a optical illusion or something or what. One does seem to be closer than the other, though. All right. Leave that there. I think 16,000 feet's a reasonable place to live right now. Let's go back to 230 just to be on the safe side, because I want to have a little bit of comfort room as far as our speed goes once we start to descend in. Have a link to a very informative site. Yeah, well, not in the chat because you're not a mod. It's fine, Carl. I know what it's supposed to look like. It's just that this screen, these two screens, this one and this one, are completely frozen. So even if I try to zoom out, zoom in, change anything, it's like it's stuck wherever we were way back there. So the information is not like updating correctly. So it's fine. I think we're going to be okay. We found her. We know where our airport is, even though this is the so kind of like the cheating version of of finding our stuff. So it's fine. We're gonna be fine. So I have a feeling though I'm gonna have to hand fly it into our runway and land it, manually. I don't think we're gonna get an ILS approach. I'd be surprised if the ILS system works at this point. I don't think it will, because although the ILS information usually comes from here, if I hit the ILS button and I hit it'll go localizer, then approach. But I may just have to fly it in manually. That's what I'm thinking. That might be the solution. So, but that's if we can even get there. There's still a possibility that the game might crash between now and then. I just don't know. There's a lot of unknowns here. But I think we're at a good spot overall. We're not too high, we're not too low. We have time to react, I think, to any possible changes. I'm going to take a quick moment away. I'll be right back, folks. Sorry, Carl. Only a mod can post a link in the chat. I think that's the standard sort of thing. Goes through the... Yeah. It's fine. I think we're okay. I appreciate it, though. We're going to get there one way or the other. I think they put that just so that people don't spam with the links in the chat. I know there's bots that circumvent that, but it's fine. I appreciate it though. I think we're okay. Oh, I will tell you, kind of on a positive note. So, with last night's update, and Marketplace was, I mean, there was some cool stuff, but it wasn't like, it was a little bit better than I expected it to be. Oh, see, I don't know how to change my frame rate on my Xbox. But I'll look that up later. Anyway, what do you call it? So with the update last night, so thankfully, oh my goodness, you guys have no idea. The F-14, we got more liveries, and they are fan-flippin-tastic. There's a couple that are, we have the grayed out, low visibility version of the Jolly Rogers plane. We have the grayed out Sundowners version. We have the new squadron that took over the Jolly Rogers livery. We have that aircraft as well, and we have the Playboy Bunny F-14. It's an all black with the bunny on the tail. It's like it was like the test, some kind of a test bed or something. Oh man, I cannot wait to fly some of these. They are just, DC Designs really did a great job with those. It's been something that they've been working on for some time, and they've been waiting for it to get to the marketplace. Their attention was focused on the Concorde and the fixes for the Concorde, but we finally got some more liveries for the F-14, and they just look amazing. So I can't wait to show some of those off to you in the future. What else? The A320, there was some more liveries added. Hawaiian Airlines was added to the North America pack. It was supposed to be there. And ultra-waves, medium scenery, whatever it's called. Turn it off and it does something. I don't know if it's like if I go to in the settings for like, there's not a, like anything for, like graphic-wise that I can change, I don't think. That's the only thing. I don't know if it's an something I would have to do outside of the Xbox, outside of the sim on the Xbox itself. I have no idea, but I will look into all that. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. To see if that changes things. It just seems like that whatever happened, the only thing I can think of is when we got past O'Farrow, or whatever it was called, and we were supposed to go to our next waypoint. Something happened in the FMS that next waypoint got zapped out. Hello, EasyJet, the Scottish Silk Wing. That's an interesting name. Welcome to the stream. I'll give you the quick rundown. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are currently flying in the A320neo in the Air France livery. We departed from Algiers, and we are headed to Paris de Gaulle, to the Gaulle airport there. I am not taking requests for flights. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Okay. Hide that, first off. Secondly, I'm going to hide you, and because there was no reason for that at all. I'm not even going to say your name because there was no, I don't know what your problem is, but I'm going to report you. As well. There we go. Have a nice day. You're not welcome in my chat. There was no reason to put that in there. So anyways, so we've encountered some issues along the way. We had a nav point that suddenly disappeared from our FMS. So we are on our way to the airport. This screen is completely frozen. The flight plan is completely gone from our FMS. So we are at the whim of our situation. So we're currently holding at 16,000 feet. We're making our way there. There's still quite a bit of flying left to go. So I think we're in a good spot. We're not too high, not too low. So we're just going to kind of live right here for right now, as I like to call it. And then we'll, hopefully we'll be on the ground soon, safe and sound. But we're looking to land on runway 26 right. There should be an ILS approach, but I don't know that it's going to work because our systems are a bit wonky right now. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to be prepared to land it manually if we have to, which I can do. I'm just going to leave the auto throttle on until the last minute to help keep the speed up and everything as we go. I'm just going to have to kind of do the best I can down the glide slope, and then we'll be on the ground and we'll park it. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong on the rest of this flight, knock on wood. So it's been quite the adventure so far. We're this is right here at 230 knots. I know I could probably go a lot quicker, but I want to be able, if suddenly something changes, I want to be able to either drop some speed or whatever I need to do to prepare the aircraft. So that's where we're at. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the 7 thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. I know this has not been the flight that we were hoping for, but it is what it is. We hopefully have bypassed the problem as much as we can. It's just I can't bypass this. That's the only, and I don't really know how to reset the systems. If I knew how, I would completely do that and see if it would clear it out and then bring that back up. But I don't. I have a feeling if I turn something off, I'm going to turn off the wrong thing, and then we're just going to fall out of the sky. So we don't want to do that. The Spitfire, Mick, if you're still paying attention, the Spitfire got a big update yesterday. The little door next to the pilot there on the left now completely works. It opens and closes. So it starts off like it used to, where the door was open, and then you can close it and lock it. The startup is a little bit different than it used to be. They've made some changes. It's not as quick as it was. I did a little test with it last night just to see how it operated, and it was a bit I had to change my process in the startup, so which is fine. It's not just a quick, get in there, hit a few buttons, and we're started up. No, it's going to take some time to kind of get used to the new startup on there. But the door thing now works. You can close it, you can open it, which is pretty cool. So you can have a little bit more, like when you land, you can, before you end, you can open the canopy, open the little door, and all that. So that's pretty cool. What else? The Embraer 110 got an update. I checked it out. It seems like it's fairly similar, but they did make some changes, but I think some of those were more towards the PC version of it. But it's still a pretty cool little plane, so we will still be flying that. What else? Yeah. Oh man, but those liveries for the Tomcat. Oh, absolutely amazing. That Playboy livery. This the black. It's all black, and then you got the white little bunny on the tail. Phenomenal. Just wrote a chapter to them about that person for. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, Mick. Yeah, I don't know why somebody, like, I'd have to be in a really foul, like, just miserable mood to just go into somebody's chat randomly and put that. Like, I don't know what the problem is. Other than they're probably foul, miserable people, or foul, miserable person. So, but they're gone. So, anyways, so yeah, the Spitfire looks having that little door. I mean, it's not something that normally I really worried about, but now that you can open and close it and lock it, it's pretty cool, you know. So it adds a little bit more realism to it. The startup probably is more in line in how it really was. So it's just a bit something a bit different to deal with, but yeah. So just to kind of bring everybody up to speed, if you're popping in, just jealousy. Yeah. So just to give you all, if you haven't been paying attention, we've had some issues with our flight planning system here, our FMS, and this screen, one on the pilot and co-pilot side, have both frozen up. We are 169 nautical miles away from our destination. So I think there's still, I know there possibly, once we get to this nav point up in front of us, we'll see if it follows a plan, the path to our runway, and then we'll probably descend from there further as we prepare to land. I'm going to try for an ILS approach. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. If it doesn't, then I will fly it in myself and we will get it on the ground and park it. We'll be done for the day. Thank you all for coming in, though, and hanging out and continuing to watch this dramatic event unfold. Stay tuned to your local news station to see what happens next. But yeah, for a moment there, we were already down to 8,000 feet, but we were way, way far from our destination. So I've asked to go to 16, and that should be, it's more than sufficient, I think. It gives us plenty of space to drop down. You know, it's a manageable altitude, I think, from here. So yeah, it's been quite the adventure. Don't speak too high about it. Well, it's better that everybody knows. All right, that's a good sign. So we are popping over from Marseille into Paris. (3017). All right, here we go. I don't know that that is the correct waypoint there. If that is MOU, I think it is, but I don't remember. Like, I'm trying to picture the route in my head from here. I think this is MOU, but I could be wrong. But at least we are headed technically the right direction here. Let's see what happens when we get to this waypoint. If we turn, I think we're supposed to turn to the right. I think. So I know it was like a turn, and then there was like a little bit of a straight, and then we would turn left into our runway, to our arrival point, or to our approach, I mean. So I think we're supposed to go a little bit north, if I remember correctly. It's my first time I land. Nothing to reassure. Well, you know, it's funny you talk about that. We'll have a little quick story time. So, after I graduated medic school, I went with I was in the National Guard at the time. And I went with my company commander for he was like, I guess, an instructor or something he was kind of involved with the ROTC program there at Santa Clara University. And so he said, hey, they're going to go do a training exercise. Would you be the medic for your field training? And I said, sure. Well, lo and behold, somebody got dehydrated. And this is the first time I'm actually sticking somebody. And I told the person, I said, you know, but it was after the fact. Like, I was nervous. Now, I thought my company commander was I thought he was a doctor. Turns out he's just like a medical admin person. I'm like, I thought you were a doctor all this time. No. So it was a bit odd. And he said, do what you got to do. If you know what you're doing, do it. And I was like, okay. So then it was like, all right, so there's that one. Does it turn? Does it turn? Nope. No. No. Okay, see, now it's unlocked. Okay. Hold on a second. All right, now it seems like things are working. So let's get this back over here. Let's get this back on the track. I don't know what that waypoint is. It's, oh, SMR. Okay. I gotta find that on the list here and get going towards that. Oh, come on. It's not. Oh, it's not there. Okay. All right. No. I'm trying to get this sorted out. I'm not worried about the Okay, now it says Nepar. Okay, is Nepar on our list? Yes. Direct to Nepar. There we go. All right, now let's put that back on. It should... There we go. All right, perfect. What's my favorite song? I have a lot of favorite songs, but it's... I'm a bit preoccupied. It's not that I'm preoccupied. I've got a lot going on right now, so please forgive me. I have different songs from different genres. So, sorry. I'm trying to deal with this situation here. Alright, so let's see, is our flight plan back on? Or is it still gone? No, it's still gone. Okay. But now we have all of our points. So if I have to direct to... Where did that... Avalon. Okay, Avalon's next. So we're navigating towards that. That's the main point here. All right, perfect. Whew. All right, and our system seems to be acting accordingly again. So there we are. But it's still showing us back here. This is where I think the issue happened. Back there. But we are right where we need to be. We can kind of should be able to zoom out now and have a look at our... So that's what we got left right there. So I was correct. We were going to have this and then we're going to turn in towards our airport. So that is a good sign. And if we're navigating from point to point now, I think things are back under control. So, there we go. Ta-da! The end. Yeah, I'm not trying to ignore you, Raheel. We've had a bit of a crazy flight today. My FMS, my flight plan is completely gone. I wonder if I have to ask for IFR again. Nope. So I've had to kind of like get the plane to get back on track. So, yeah, that's a very like, I wouldn't say it's a personal question, but it's a very broad question for me, because I like music from all kinds of genres. So I don't have one absolute favorite. I have favorites from different genres. But that would be a list that would take some time to go through. So, but thank you for your question. All right. So that's a good sign. We're going to leave these on just so that we can see that we are actually going towards the next waypoint. That we see the visually we are going where we need to be going. So we're going to leave it right there. It's been quite the adventure for sure. But at least now, I don't know what happened. Like all of a sudden now, it just suddenly unlocked. Like it unfroze. That's very strange. I was not expecting that. If I was expecting anything, I was expecting all these to go blank. All these screens to go blank. And hopefully it doesn't happen, knock on wood, but hopefully it continues to all right, sorry about that. Okay, so let's see what happens from our next waypoint. At some point, what I know will happen, what usually will happen is we won't be able to request any reductions in altitude. They will tell us, like go, reduce your altitude to here. I'm not going to climb up in altitude. We've been fortunate that we've been able to live right here at 16,000 feet this entire time. So, so I think we are looking much better than we were a little while ago. We will see how things play out between here and there. Whew. Quite a flight. All right. Sorry, I had to blow my nose, so I felt like I was going to sneeze. Trying to get ahead of it. I'm really hoping the game does not crash at this point, but it would not surprise me if it did. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Also, as we get ready to land, I'm going to turn the laptop to the side. So I'm not going to be facing it. It will not capture my attention in any way. That's kind of strange that it's showing. I think that's like our turn coming up. Let's have a look here. Like, it's not a massive turn. I don't know why our... Is it Relo? Yeah, okay. Our next waypoint. So we skipped TRO, which was our arrival portion. So there's that one there. Oh, that's still TRO. The other one. So let's go direct to Orello, just to make sure, because I... Alright, can we go direct to TRO? Alright, so we're going to go there first. Alright, I think that's the better option. So I don't want to skip anything if we can help it. I'm going to go ask for reduction by 1,000 feet. All right, there we go. All right, so if we have to, what we'll do is we'll try to continue to go from point to point. We'll navigate it ourselves if we have to. Uh-oh, I think our screen froze again. Yep, sure did. All right. We'll see if it unlocks once we get here. I'm going to ask for 13. Let's slow down here as well first. Drop some flaps here. how will this situation unfold? And I'll be honest with you folks, I just have guessed. I think I've made some good guesses, but I've guessed a lot of this along the way. You know, going the direct to, because I've had situations before where it seemed like we were, you know, there was a broken navigation point or something, so we just try to bypass it. So this is our arrival point. That TRO was our arrival into runway 26. So let's see if the screen unfreezes or itself here in a moment once we get to this point, because I think then from here we're going to turn a little bit to the left and then again to the left to go into our runway. If I remember in my mind the little picture of what was happening when we zoomed out a bit. So I'm definitely going to probably eat an early lunch at the rate this is going. Oh, goodness gracious. Quite the adventure today. Now we may have to tell the plane to go to our next point there. Rob, each day won't be the same. Yeah. No, this was completely unplanned. I honestly thought, I was like, it seems like it's going to be a fairly straightforward flight. I can't think of anything that would happen, and then lo and behold, our navigation system goes completely wonky. Now, it would be a lot worse. Although right now, if all these screens went dark, but I still had throttle and flight controls, I could land the plane regardless. It's just going to be very insane. Like it's not going to go. I'm going to be all over the place altitude wise. It's not going to be very easy, but I can do it if I have to. But I prefer not to, because there's a lot of things, like trying to keep control of this with just the standard controller is a chore and a half. let's see if the next one pops up. Alright, that should be... Is it turning on its own? Okay, it's turning on its own. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now it's back to navigating on its own again. Okay, now we can drop more altitude. Let's go for 10,000. Alright, as long as it keeps navigating towards these points, then I feel pretty good now, again. And our screen unfroze itself. Alright, so basically this is what we got left to do. So we got a little bit of this kind of zigzag line, and then we're going to turn here, and then that's our final approach right there. But we still have a little bit left to do. But that's how it looks going forward from here. I know this is probably kind of low and slow for everybody, but this is probably our best place to live right now, as I like to call it. So we're almost there. We just got a little bit left to do, and we will, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we will be on the ground. There's still quite a bit left to do, but we will keep an eye on our altitude, and we'll slow down when necessary. Alright, so that's moving. That's a good sign to our waypoint there. The mileage is counting down. Oh, it's behind the pillar there. There it is. There it is. Alright. Oh, is that like a... It almost seems like... Hold on, let's have a look here. Alright, it seems like there's a point here where, for some reason, this line here seems kind of weird. Like it's almost like a turn around and go back here and then come back in. So, once we get to Urello, the next point is... I don't see it on my... It's not there. Interesting. I don't see that name. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Alright, let's see what happens when we get there. It should be... Oh, Kippa? Should be our next point. Alright. Well, this has gone on a little bit longer than expected. I thought we would have been on the ground or very close to landing at this point, but it's not too much farther to go. Alright, there we go. That's there. Perfect. There we go. All right, that's a good sign. Trusty salute there. Boy, it skipped something. Oh, no, 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 no. What's the next one? 5-2. Oh. Oh, goodness gracious. This thing is going to give me a heart attack today. All right, froze up again. And now, oh yeah, it did go back. Okay, Rello. Aha! There was a glitch. Okay, so it did become glitch somehow. All right, we want to go direct to here. Should be our next. Yeah, let's just go right there. Nope, we are staying right here at 8. That's what you told me to do. We're staying right here at 8. We're going to live right here. Let's go ahead and get slowed down a little bit more. Let's go ahead and drop the landing gear now. Thanks, Patrice. I don't know what the approach. Approach 26 right. be at 4,000 feet. Okay. We should get a call soon to go to 4,000. I think as we turn, we'll get a descend to 4,000. So I think we cannot... Yeah, all right. No. Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me. It really did not want to... It's really wanting to go all over the place. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like it does not want to stay on. It's like it goes for a while, then it just gives up. Alright, it's frozen again. Alright. All right, there we go. This thing is really giving me a what for today. What's it going all the way back there? Oh, it's going right for the runway. It's not taking us to our... Okay. Should be that point there. Okay. Thanks, fish guns. I think so. It's been a wild trip today. The system has not been very cooperative. So our next one, once we get past this CF, we're going to hit this one, and then we should be pretty much lined up from there. Because I'm going to have to keep an eye, because it seems like once we get here, then it's going to go it's going to want to go way back back in the past. Like, it's so glitched right now, it's not even funny. It's been a hot mess all of a sudden. It's like the system's fighting against me. It's like, I've got a plan, the FMS has got its own plan, ATC's got its own plan, the airport's got its own plan, and nobody's on the same page. Alright, it says we're online, but I think we're kind of doing this weird sort of, must be a crosswind or something. It seems like we should be having more 14 knot, almost a headwind. I think when we turn into the airport, we're going to have a headwind, so. Alright, let's be prepared for the inevitable when it wants to go somewhere else. Now I have to tell it to go somewhere else. Put that, we're just going to get that set right there. As you French traffic controller are on strike. The trees. I think my flight system went on strike. I don't know why. I mean, I thought I treat it pretty well. I don't yell at it too much, except when it's needed. Alright, I'm just going to go direct there, just so that we can go ahead and make our way there now. Oh, it did not take. Uh-oh. Alright, well, you know what this means, folks. So it is not taking us to our next. I think what I need to do, I'm going to try to do it real quick before we run out of time here. Let's turn towards the runway. Direct to. No, 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 nope, 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 nope. Alright, we're just going to have to land it ourselves, folks. That's alright, we're going to do it that way. Because the system is just fighting me the entire time, so it's fine. My flight plan just showed up. You gotta be kidding me. Holy crap. The flight plan just popped back into the FMS. What the? I don't get it. I really don't understand what happened. Alright, we're just going to land it ourselves, folks. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the shenanigans that are getting ready to unfold here. Yeah, it just all popped back in the FMS. I just saw that. Oh my god. I don't know what has happened today. It's like this plane is cursed. Oh. It's the curse of Addies once again. Mr. Addies, what are you like today? Alright, all of our flaps are down, our gears down. I'm not even going to try to get the ILS system at this point. I'm just going to go ahead and fly it in myself. But it's amazing, my flight plan just popped back up for some reason. All the way at the end, now it wants to show up. I don't know what happened.
2,500.
Crazy. Plane is not crazy for us. Yeah, the gremlins have been just darting all over the place in the system today. They're just sitting there back there laughing. What's this? Peep. But like, at least at this point, if all these screens go blank, which has happened before, we're still going to put it on the ground. Well, that wind is going to give us a bit of a rough time too. This must be the localizer beeping. We're not going to even worry about any of that. Oh, there it went. I knew it. See? The gremlins are definitely back. Oh my goodness. It's incredible. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. I called it. I should have bet on myself to be right. Do I know this sim or do I know this sim? I probably don't really know it. I don't know any it at all at this point. Come on, plane, settle down. I really don't want to fly around again. You're starting to challenge me here. It must be that we're flying into the wind. Oh, no. Oh, why does it do that? Oh my goodness. That was not the landing I was looking for, but it was like all of a sudden I was trying to get the plane to settle down and oh my goodness. Oh, we made it at least. Not my best landing by any stretch of the imagination. Oh. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Paris, France. Man, that was nuts. I thought for sure we were going to crash, honestly. Oh, yeah. That's happened before, Patrice. It happened one time when I flew into Nice. I'm glad somebody's going to pay attention to all that, because I can't be sure. I don't know where we were supposed to turn off at. Oh, there we go. All right. Uh-oh, it's really lagging now. Oh. I'm still going to be surprised if we can actually... I just don't have any chance today. It's like, it's just... Oh. This has been insane. Like, I honestly would have never guessed that we were going to have this many problems today. This has just been insane today. Yeah, it's been it's been something, that's for sure. But anyway, on behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Paris de Gaulle, France. Local time, I believe, is probably 2:21 in the afternoon, if I'm roughly correct. I hope I am. I think they're an hour ahead of the UK. Wait. 4 o'clock? Is it 4? Oh, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I might be wrong. My math is a little bit off. We know and appreciate the fact that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures, and we are glad that you chose to fly with us today. Do join us tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK time in the P-38 Lightning, going from Santa Rosa to Fresno. Whew, this has been one heck of a flight. I think your pilot is going to, if I could, I would drink heavily right now. 420, okay, so I was about right then. Yeah. My math was just a little off. Oh, man, unbelievable. This has been one heck of a flight. Took off, we were fine, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, the one thing that I felt was going to happen at some point finally did. It didn't help that the plane didn't want to settle down. I had to throttle back, but then I could not get it to just flare enough to bleed off some speed before we touched down, but we made it. If the stress was on, we would have probably broken the landing gear. Yeah, it's really lagging right now. It's insane. I'll be glad as soon as we park this thing. I need to eat something. What I had this morning for breakfast is like already been used up trying to I'm not even going to wait for them to connect the tower or the jetway or anything. We're just going to shut it down here, folks. 2 hours and 35 minutes. Wait, it says we arrived in VOLC3 vicinity. That's strange. That is not anywhere near our runway. Well, I got credit for it, but I guarantee you, I'm almost positive that at some point today, I'm going to go back into the sim, and all those hours will be gone. Those 2.5, almost 2:36, we'll say 2 hours and 36 minutes will be gone. So, but I'm going to make sure I notate it on my flight tracker myself. I'm just going to make sure a new appointment tomorrow for a new adventure. Hopefully, it will not be anywhere near crazy as this has been. I did not really expect this. This has been just, it's been nuts. But anyway, I'm just going to wait for everything to catch up here on the streams that we are shut down. There goes. Okay, everything's caught up now. Perfect. That will be it for today, folks. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out. Thank you for the 7 thumbs up. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday. Possibly for some folks, depending on where you are in the world. I will see you all tomorrow in the P-38 Lightning. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.